Finally, a visit to the historic Julian Hotel, the oldest continuously operating hotel in Southern California. The hotel was built more than 120 years ago. As for the town of Julian, it's always been one of my favorite places to visit, not to mention the delicious apple pies. Historians believe the original hotel owners may have started the apple pie tradition more than a century ago. If you want to go back in time, you want to visit the historic mining town of Julian. It's rustic but charming. The town's historic district includes the Julian Hotel and dozens of shops. It's a major visitor attraction. The hotel was built in 1887 by young black pioneers. It was named the Hotel Robinson after its owners, Albert and Margaret Robinson.
This shows Mr. Robinson standing on the front steps of the hotel sometime between, I'll say, 1900 and 1915, because he died in 1915, and he looks rather elderly here.
Steve Ballinger and his wife proudly own the 1880s nationally registered historic landmark. They purchased the Julian Hotel from the Jacobs family in 1976. The hotel was built after the first county gold rush in 1869, when black pioneer Nathaniel Harrison was the first to discover gold near Julian. Meantime, Steve shows me around the bed and breakfast inn, known as the Queen of the Back Country. For the first time ever, I'm getting a chance to enjoy the hotel's interior beauty.
This room we're going into right now is actually the original dining room to the hotel, and we still use it today for our dining purposes. We serve breakfast here and host our afternoon tea for our guests. And this is where I think Mrs. Robinson gained most of her fame.
It's believed it was the Robinsons' cooking which helped them start the restaurant, later the hotel. Historians say Margaret's good cooking and delicious apple pies made the couple and the hotel so successful. These photos show what the original two-story wooden building looked like. Additional wings were added in the 1940s to accommodate more visitors.
Well, this is the main lobby of the hotel, and we're standing in what was the original portion of that lobby. Behind me at this point, everything in that direction was added on in 1941 by the Jacobs family. And they had bought the hotel from the Robinsons about 1920-21.
They ran the hotel until 1915 when Albert died. And then Margaret kept on running the hotel until 1920. And then she sold to the Jacobs family. Margaret stayed on a little bit to help the Jacobs get the hang of running a hotel.
Longtime Julian resident and historian David Lewis has studied the Robinsons' lives for the past decade. He's found some incredible documents that give us a glimpse into Julian's past.
In the records for the church, it says a Negro woman, Maggie Robinson, joined today by letter and became one of the most devoted members of the church.
Meanwhile, Steve and I head to the second floor, and I'm eager to see what the bedrooms look like. Once we go upstairs, everything is simply more beautiful than I ever imagined. Steve and his wife have done a wonderful job of using furniture and decorative touches from the era. This is a lovely room. It makes me feel like I'm going back in time 110, 15 years.
Yes, it does. And we've tried to maintain furnishings that were appropriate to that time period, turn of the century.
Incredibly, some of the furniture is original to the hotel when the Robinsons first owned and operated the establishment in the late 19th century. The next time you want to enjoy a peaceful back-in-time experience, be sure to book a room at the beautifully maintained historic Julian Hotel, where at first everyone knew it as the Hotel Robinson, that Albert and Margaret successfully owned and operated for 28 years. I hope you enjoyed this episode of San Diego's Historic Places, Black Pioneers. This has just been a brief glimpse into the history of the first black pioneers in San Diego, starting in the 17th century. For more detailed information, visit the San Diego History Center's website, sandiegohistory.org. Thanks for watching. I'm Elsa Sevilla. Until next time.